What up? It's your boy Tone Chill too. How you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. You guys know I like to jam a little bit. See what I got here. Something nice and mellow. Alright, that's cool. It's gonna turn into something, I guess. What are you gonna do? Okay. A little bit of that, a little bit of that. Alright, let's get to the subject at hand. Alright, you guys. I want to talk about this. I was in the military, you guys know this. I was in the Army. Let me turn this down a little bit. I was in the Army. And there's this little story time action going on. I'm talking about military wives. Now, I was never married. And, but when I was a young whippersnapper, 19, fresh in the service, I was stationed down there at Fort Riley, Kansas. But first, I did a tour in Germany, and I'm going to do a whole different thing about living in Germany. But my last station was Fort Riley, Kansas. And this is, it's part of Big Red 1. And when we were called to war, the tank unit, rolled out. So on the hill is where most of the people lived, and they cleared that whole hill. So you had a bunch of people that, left. I couldn't leave because I was attached to the MP unit. So I had to stay. I worked for the jail. Now, during that time, when you had a lot of men that left, you had a lot of military wives that stayed behind. Usually the military wife is not in the service. So when this happens, you have a huge void in men. When I tell you it's a vacuum, it is a huge vacuum. And these military wives, civilian military wives, they felt it. And then they went out looking. And the first place they went was the NCO club. Now, I used to go to the NCO club all the time, Non-Commissioned Officers Club. And, we used to go there and party and stuff like that. And one day I was in there, I went there all the time, so I knew all the faces. And I'm in there, I'm in there getting my jiggy on, and this good-looking woman, came out on the floor and was just like, "What's good?" And I looked at her. I stopped in my tracks, and I just looked at her, and and I looked at her face, and I looked her up and down, and I was like, "You don't come here often, do you?" And that sounds like a line. But it was no line. Like, I wasn't trying to hit on the woman. I really meant, no, I've never seen you before. I told her that. I said, "I've never seen you here before." And she was like, "Yeah, well, I don't come out that much." And she was like, "I'm married." I was like, "Oh, yeah, see, I had already known what happened. Her husband deployed. So she was lonely, And the thing about military wives is if they don't get together like with each other and hang out and have some kind of social group or whatever, or if they don't have a lot of family in that area, and they usually don't because they're usually not from, Kansas or wherever, it could be Fort Hood or wherever they're at, they usually join their husband and they're usually away from home. So they get lonely real quick. And when it's dangerous because then the husband deploys. And when the husband deploys, especially if they're young and they don't have kids, it's lights out. It's a bad deal. They will go searching for someone to keep them company. And this woman just happened to roll up in the NCO club. And she wasn't the first wife that I seen that I never saw before. And I was like, nah. I knew what she wanted. I knew what she wanted. And I was like, Oh no, honey. I'm a soldier. Like there are laws. There are civilian laws against it, and there's military laws against that. Like, oh no, we're not doing none of that. So I just didn't do it. Now there was a situation where these men started returning home, and these men started figuring out what was going on, and I knew that was coming. So I was just like, "Nah, I'm not going that route at all." All the young ladies I messed with, they didn't have no husband, nothing like that. Some of them might have had a boyfriend or two that they was trying to get rid of, but that's your fault, homie. But nonetheless, no wives for me. But nonetheless, so I saw the rollout. Now I'm starting to see guys come back. And when they started coming back, you would hear this all over the nation. Now this is an actually true story. There's barracks that was behind me, an MP barracks. I was a cook. There was an MP barracks behind me. And one day, the MPs were all up in the middle of the night, like over there, like something had happened, and what happened was, it was a Marine. We don't know what base he came from, but his wife was actually in the military, and he suspected her of doing something, and he got into the base and actually got to her, but basically he hit her in the shoulder. He thought he, de-X'd her, but he hit her in the shoulder. She went down. Then he left, and he ended up, doing major harm to himself, and he expired from his own inflictions. This was happening all over the country. There were just husbands really, really upset. And there was another situation where an officer found out about his woman, and they lived outside of Fort Riley, which is in Ricetown. And she was in one of her fancy cars, whatever, and he started chasing her in his car. And so they're flying through the streets. So she calls her girlfriend, and she's like, I'm on my way over there. She's in a panic. She's like, what's going on? She's like, he's chasing me, and yeah. He pretty much found out what she was doing, and he caught up to her, and when old girl stopped in front of her girlfriend's house, the girlfriend came outside, door open, old girl jumped out the car, tried to run the house, and dude jumped out the car and said, if you don't close the door, then you're going to get it too. And she closed the door on her friend, and that was it. They were African American, by the way. And she listened to what happened to her friend. That was that. He was angry. Another story, I don't know if this is true or not, but it went around the military that another young lady was upset about being with her husband. And she pretty much videotaped herself with other gents, more than one at the same time, and went ahead and sent it to the husband, who was thrilled to hear from his wife. So he was calling everybody, look how beautiful my wife is. I'm gonna pop this video in. Everybody come around, this is my wife. Because you're happy to get news, because it's lonely where you're at, When he popped the video in, it was his wife in the midst, his Caucasian wife in the midst of two African American males, and they were not whistling Dixie, So then she pauses her activity for a short span, looks right into the camera and says, I want a divorce. Everybody in his unit saw what happened. If they didn't see it, they heard about it, and I'm not sure what happened to that guy, but I know he lost his marbles. And it just didn't go well, the whole situation. I'm saying all this to say, for one, both of them cheat. But for you who are thinking about going into the military and getting married, you will be deployed. And when you do, this doesn't always happen. But when you do, especially if you're going for one of these tours that might have you gone for a couple of years, you are taking a heavy risk that when you return, the situation will not be the same. And I'm only saying this because it's true. If I wouldn't have had experienced it and saw it for myself, I wouldn't even be able to speak on it. Guys with girlfriends that leave, come back, that is no longer their girlfriend. When they say Jody's got your girl and gone, Jody means that's the guy who's, doing the activity, who does not belong to your woman, who's, keeping her company while you're gone. They even put it in the cadence. Jody's got your girl and gone. Jody's got your girl and gone. It's a warning. They sing that in basic training too. They talk about Jody in basic training. So they're warning you the probability that you're going to find someone and be in love with, because it's the military, people get lonely. You're going to find someone and you're going to be like, have those feelings of, which is actually just a spiritual connection. I love this person, and you're going to get all that, and you're going to put a ring on it, and the military is going to ETS you. They're going to send you somewhere else. And when they do, it could be overseas. In a war type atmosphere. Your wife doesn't come with you. She doesn't. Your wife and kids, they don't come with you. All your money pretty much goes to her. And it creates a very bad atmosphere. So this is just a little, story I had to tell you guys, because it's true and it still happens. Soldiers get lonely. They find, people wherever they're at to commute with. And sometimes that goes a little further than what it should. Well, oftentimes it goes further than what it should. And this is not a good deal. So I had to tell you guys that, because I noticed some young people on my channel. And I like to be very real with you guys. And just kind of warn you about some of the things that I've seen and or been through. It's your boy Tom 202. God loves you.